Alright guys, let's get back to work here. Had to miss last week due to illness. My free comic book day, it'll be out next week. It's actually my 11th year anniversary on YouTube. Feels like I just made my 10-year anniversary vid. But this is going to be part 2 of, I guess now it's going to be 3 of my big sale that I went to. But let's get to our 2 from the Tomb. Silver Surfer, issue number 4. The only thing is, it's a reprint. It's actually Fantasy Masterpieces, the Silver Surfer. I ended up picking this up for $5 6 or 7 years ago. Got some issues. I ended up finding a really nice copy, no fading or anything, for like $1, like 3 years later. But I figured I'd pick this one out. But yeah, the Bishima cover on this book is just insane. It was in Mylar when I got it, so I just kept it in there. It's not like I was trying to preserve it anymore or anything. But yeah, I just love this dynamic right there. It's just like... Next up, I was like looking through, and this book came across me. I remember reading it. It's not in great condition either, but it was a nice book. I picked it up for 40 cents. The only reason why I know is because whoever owned the book before, or the store I bought it from, used to write their prices on the back of the books when they were trying to get rid of them, and like real dull pencil and stuff like that. But it was Iron Fist issue number 12. Iron Fist vs. Captain America. As I was rereading this for this issue here, or for this episode, just made me realize, just going back, and this is from 1977, just how much storytelling is missing out of today's comics. Basically modern storytelling relies on the 6-issue arc. It's really become almost a handicap at this point. Because years ago, I mean, you don't want to sound like an old man or anything like that, but most of the time it was either a 1 or 2 issue story, or, again, there was subplots because there was continuity, but that's been all thrown out the window too, so that now we get this 6-issue arc, and a lot of writers nowadays, I mean, are just stretching it out. You're not getting more story for the issue, for 6 issues. You're getting basically one issue worth of material stretched across 6 issues. Just love the John Byrne art in this too. Getting throat punched. The thing is, there was a hell of a lot more ads back then. But yeah, this is my 2 from the Tomb. I definitely always look out for the hero versus hero books. They're just almost like the main event wrestling. Like if you're watching like AEW or something like that. The 9:40 out, 9:40 at night. The main event's coming on. Not too much of that stuff happens nowadays either. It's more like it's just been off for a while. I hate to even sound like that. Now I'm starting to sound like bitter. This isn't a bitter channel. This is an outrage. Like I said, I went to the sale. I picked up quite a few books. I just figured I'd spread it across 3 bids worth of stuff. Give each is a little bit of time. But the first book I picked it up for $1.50 because it was 50% off. It was Hellspawn, issue number 7, with the Ashley Wood cover and interiors. This is the first appearance of Raven Spawn. Take a quick look inside. You guys see the artwork inside here. It's pretty badass. But then you got your Raven Spawn. Love the whole look of this character. They could find like a decent writer. I mean, they could even have the same guy who drew this, or the same person who drew this, Ashley Wood. But decent writer, I think you can come up with a cool story, because look at this character just looks badass. You know, drop the Spawn part. Not everybody has to be this Spawn, that Spawn, everything Spawn. You know, like Gunslinger. I mean, we know he's a, yeah. We don't have to call him Gunslinger Spawn. Everybody knows he's Gunslinger. Just call this guy Raven. I mean, there's just so much. And I missed this when this first came out. Who wrote this? Was it Steve Niles? Yeah. So I don't have any other parts of this series. So basically just bought it because I was a fan of the Raven character in the Spawn series. So I figured I'd just get his first appearance, see what it's like. The next book. This is where patience pays off. I told people in this hobby, just if you miss something, just hold off on it. Don't ever pay for anything like that. For a while, this book was basically a $20 book. I paid $3.50 for it. It's Dark Knight's Death Metal, issue number 7. First appearance of Yara Flor. You know, the other Wonder Woman. Like I said, when my shop got these in, they were pretty much destroyed. So I ended up having to get like cover B or C or whatever the hell it is. And I couldn't find this one. And every time I tried to find it, I guess a lot of them came damaged, at least around this local area. And yeah, every time I went online, somebody's asking like $20 for it, just because of that first appearance, which I guess is not their first appearance, or it's cameo, whatever the hell that crap is. Didn't matter to me. I was just looking to complete all cover A's of Death Metal, Dark Knight's Death Metal. Which, if we're being realistic, wasn't all that great. Now, Metal was really good. You had all the introduction of all those characters like Batman Who Laughs and all that. Next up, I keep seeing this book pop up in people's vids, and I can't remember who the hell it is. I feel like an ass right now. But the one cat I follow, I think it might be Reed, 81, Reed Comics 81, or Reed 81 Comics. I think it might be him that buys this book all the time. If it's not you, dude, I'm sorry. But I mean, he has a whole collection of these things of issue number 1. So I was like, before he buys them all, I picked this one up for $3. It's the first issue of Badger number 1. Got the Rude cover. I know nothing about this character, but I've always seen like multiples and multiples in the $1, 50-cent, 10-cent bins. Just issues of this. Never the first issue. I never find the first issue, but you never know. It might be a movie. But no. I just bought it because every time I see it, a couple months, dude, like, yep, got another one. And, like, he had them all spread out. I wish I could. I'll have to look at it. If it is him, I'll leave a link down below. But that's hilarious. It's a real nice copy. I mean, I paid $3 for it. I believe this is the last book. This one's gonna be, like I said, a short video. This book I've been looking for quite a long time. I mean, we're less than a decade now, I guess, from this being its 100-year anniversary of the one and only King Kong. So this is the Gold Key edition of King Kong. But I'm a huge fan of that original movie. Just remember watching it when I was a kid. It would be on, like, I think it was on either Labor Day, like the local TV stations would show it, like on a It'd be one of those movies that just played on that afternoon. You know, it was always on. I don't own it on Blu-ray or DVD, so I should buy it. But I don't really buy too many DVDs anymore. But to finally find this, and to find it for $6, I was like through the roof. Because they must have just got it. It's got some issues and all that, but I'm not really worried about too much about that. I'm just glad I got it in my collection finally. This was my probably my favorite book that I picked up. Take a look inside. That's where I get tape on it, rip the cover. You hear me cry. The pinup's still intact, of course. Just a classic story, Skull Island. I love all the newer movies too. Well, I shouldn't say I love them all. I love the Godzilla King Kong movie that came out. I thought that was really done really well. Just a good action movie. Peter David's version of King Kong was just a little bit too long for me, but I still enjoyed it. That was my part 2 of my big sale haul. Don't know what to call this anymore. Just random books that I picked out of a 50% off sale. But let's get that back in the plastic here. Those 4 books, I thought I had more pulled out from that. So next one's going to be pretty decent size. But now we're on to 2 weeks ago's, last 2 weeks books this week. Picked up Spiderman issue, Spider-Man 2099 Dark Genesis issue number 1. Bought it because I heard it was the first appearance of Carnage 2099. I like the 2099 series because I think pretty much like the Marvel bigwigs leave it alone. So, but you gotta, it's one of them series that you gotta keep buying all the issues for, because this might not make a whole lot of sense if you're just jumping into it. But if you're like a first appearance collector, this is, yeah, might be one to get. Not that I don't think any of those are really worth too much value-wise. At least I don't know. I mean, I think maybe Spider-Man 2099 might be worth something, but final issue of Lovesick, this issue number 7. I enjoyed it. I can't show too much in here because it gets really violent and other things. But it's the final issue of this series. It didn't really start picking up till about issue 3. Then issue 3 on, it was been pretty good. I mean, if you like that kind of thing, if you like blood. Picked up Batman and the Joker, the Deadly Duo. They didn't have cover A, so I definitely went with the business cover, which I was going to buy anyways. But like Elbow says, nobody beats the biz. That's just a sick cover, man. But it's the final issue. But I haven't been able to read I have issue 1, 5, 6, and 7. So I need 2, 3, and 4 still. Still trying to find cover A's for all of them, but we'll see how long I can hold out. But I really love the first issue. Picked this up for $1. Actually, my discount 85 cents. But it's the Uncanny X-Men. Never read this story, so I figured, give it a try. John Romita Jr. cover on it. So this is Batman issue 135, Legacy number, issue number 900. I believe it's the conclusion of the storyline. If you haven't been picking this up, it's been pretty damn good. The last two story arcs since issue 125. So the last 10 issues have been pretty good. If you jumped off on the King debacle, if Tinian wasn't your thing, Chip Zdarsky's been doing pretty damn good. Even if you haven't been buying this series, you might want to pick this up, especially for guys that like homages and stuff, because this one goes through all the different eras of Batman. I won't give too much of the story away because somebody wants to buy it in trade paperback, but I just wanted to show a couple of cool things in here. So he's chasing this guy through different multiverses, and he keeps running into all the different Jokers that have been through the multiverses. So definitely, if you're a collector of those kind of homage things, I mean, it's got like Batman Beyond and everything, but I'm not gonna show any more of that. You get a little taste of it. But like half the book is just him running through different universes, and of course you got The Dark Knight Returns, Killing Joke, all the classics. But definitely, if you can find it cheap or something like that, if you can find it in a dollar bin or something, I imagine they probably ordered a pretty decent amount of these because it's issue number 900, and I don't know what variants or anything they have. I think it's only collect that cover area of Batman, but I'm sure there'll be a couple of these issues laying in some dollar bins. But yeah, it might be one worth picking up. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Free Comic Book Day haul will be next week. But thanks for watching, thanks for listening. We'll talk to you next time.